welcome back. Today I'm coming to you from the lovely Stilteruimte, the quiet room from Staatsgeheim. Staatsgeheim. It's S-T-A-E-T in Dutch. I always mess up the vowels, so bear with me. Anyway, but luckily we're not speaking Dutch. Anyway, today I have a upper body strengthening class. My previous class was mobilizing the upper body, finding lots of room in the rib cage, being able to find a nice deep rib cage expansion, more mobility in the thoracic spine. Now we're going to move into, now that we've found that mobility, to strengthening it. I would love to say this is great for bone density. I hope it is. Any weight-bearing work is great for bone density, but I want to encourage you, if you are worried about bone density, to work with a strength trainer and embrace weights, because that load will really help you. Oh. And anyway, so we're going to come to the hands and knees. And we're just going to start with knees under hips, hands under shoulders. And you're going to breathe in, and we're going to push the chest towards the floor. So still working on our shoulder blade mobility, squeezing the shoulders together, and then pressing the shoulder blades wide apart. Breathing in. You can even add in a little neck, like really push the head forward, and then lifting up. Breathing in towards the floor, and then exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. And down, lift, and down, lift, one more. Now we're going to take it to the cat-cow. So work on the lower back curling under, adding in the upper back, and then articulate through the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, the neck, and the head. And see if you can roll a little bit at a time from the lower back, middle back, folding the ribs in, lengthening the back of the neck, and articulating from the lower half, the waist, the ribs, the upper back, and head up. Now, it's very easy when we do regular cat-cow just to kind of hinge from our middle. See if you can find a little bit of movement as you roll through the spine. Bring the head down at the end and reversing it. Exhaling, curling. And see if you can find a nice flow, a kind of wave. So you kind of, hopefully enjoy it. Find that nice smooth movement, articulation of the spine, the reversing of the curve. And one more time. Now we're going to stay not in the hollow back, but lift the ribs so we come more to a neutral spine. Let's place the left hand behind the back, and we're going to take a rotation. And coming down, and exhale, turning, looking towards the ceiling, and down. Now notice the shoulder, we're going to really pull the shoulder back, then turn the head, and come down, and turn, and down, just two more, two, and one. Replace the hand on the floor, switch to the right hand, and twist. Now I'm also using this left arm. I'm pushing, trying to pull this right shoulder back, and then come down. Exhale, twist, and looking down. Rotate. And I'm thinking about 6 times, although if you know Pilates teachers, 4 out of 5, actually 5 out of 4 Pilates teachers can't count, so. But I always think it's because we go on feeling. If it feels good to do 7, then why not do 7? Left hand towards the top of your mat. You're going to walk your knees back a bit more. Pull back, pressing your right elbow down. Left hand is pushing the floor. We're going to try to stay in the neutral, try not to push out the rib cage. And pull, pull, pull. Find that nice stretch through the left side. Breathe into the left rib cage. Exhale. Pull the waistband up. And breathing in. And breathing out. Coming back, switch. Now the right hand forward, left elbow down. Exhale, pull back. I know I said we'd be strengthening, but I can't resist doing a little bit of stretching. Breathing in to the right rib. Exhale, pulling back. And breathing in. Exhale, pulling back. One more set. Pulling back. Then coming back up onto the hands and knees. We're going to take the hands forward. We're going to tuck the hips under and come into more weight bearing on the hands. Thinking of pressing the back of the head towards the ceiling and then coming up. Very gentle, breathing in. And I'm going to I want to encourage you to do this. A lot of people, we say we have sensitive wrists and that we shouldn't do weight bearing. But you want to try to think of this as exposure therapy. You're going to expose your wrist to a bit of load and then come back. So even if this is the only exercise you do on the hands today during this training, the rest of the hand weight bearing, you can go on the elbows. Try to just lean into it, stretch the wrists, insides of the elbows forward. Try to do at least 6 of these. Exhaling, loading your core, and then coming back. Bring the hands under you one more time. If the wrists are starting to get tired, just come down on the elbows. Actually, let's all go down on the elbows. Take the left hand now behind the head and come into the rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more, 5. Reach up, 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 turn the spine, and come down. When we're on the elbows, obviously we're closer to the floor. It's going to be a bit more limiting than if we are on the hands and knees. We'll feel like we have more movement if we're on the hands and knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more up. And then just coming back towards the child's pose, reach the arms away. And we're going to come all the way down onto the stomach now. So we're going to work on taking the hands behind the back. And this is a mobility exercise, but what I love about mobility is that it kind of brings strength and flexibility together. And we're going to pull the elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then bring it down. And bring it back. 2. And down. And elbows up, shoulders back. 3. Now what I'm not doing is lifting my back up, because that means I'm cheating it a bit, trying to make my arms move from the spine. I want to try to make my shoulder blades, my upper arm, do most of the movement, and then pull. Now we're going to stay here. Your legs, if you want to add a little extra bonus, you can stretch your legs, really squeeze the glutes. But if it's enough, you can just kind of work on your upper back. That might be enough to concentrate on. Now reach your arms back. Now notice the shoulders aren't hanging to the floor. I'm rolling my arm a little bit to the ear, because sometimes the shoulders are down. We forget there's a rib underneath that collarbone. To get the shoulders down on our back, we first have to roll the shoulders to the back. So they have to go a little bit up to the ear, and then they can go down. Now they have space to go down on the back. Whew, that's a lot. Already I'm like, and now we're going to reach to the side, the palms out to the side and forward. And we're going to bring the hands behind the head Trying not to push the head down, keeping the elbows up, and reach out. I've heard different names for this exercise. Some people call it the eagle, and some people call it swimmers. I don't know. I'm always like, if you want to be an eagle, be an eagle. If you want to be a swimmer, be a swimmer. That's awesome too. Reach out and bring it back. Now try to really lift those shoulders together. And now try and keep them together as you stretch the arms, reach them side. Now the shoulders will move because your arms are moving the shoulder blades. And now you're going to pull those shoulders together down your spine, turning the palms and lifting them up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. One more time. Reach, side, forward, behind the head, out, side, and back. And relax. Oh, bring the hands under your forehead. Give the upper body a little shake. And we're going to come into a more traditional swan. Bring the hands to the sides, open the legs. Now just lengthen your body along the mat. So I'm going to try and reach my head forward, pull the waist up. Now active legs. Heels a bit rotated towards each other. And use your exhale to lift your abdominals away from the mat first. But see if you can find this lift of the head, lift of the chest, without rounding your back. See if you can pull the abdominals long and in, and then rolling down. Breathing in. Exhale, long neck, not overstretched in the front. Lift the breastbone, keep reaching the elbows down, but don't glue them on the floor. They should come with you. And we don't want a feeling of resting on the elbows as we go. Breathing in. And exhale, reach. Long neck, upper back. Abs in, press the floor. Nice. Now I'm coming up very high. You may not want to come up that high. You may want to stay a bit lower if you feel there's a lot of strain in the lower back. The idea of all these exercises is that we share the load from the top of the head to the soles of the feet so that we're not pressing only in one body part, but it's pulled long like a chain from the crown of the head to the base of the feet even. So that's why I really encourage people to point their feet in this exercise, because even though sometimes we get some cramps, because that's part of the movement, to also use the feet. Let's try one more swan. Breathing in, shoulders pressing down, chest lengthening up, waist long, hips opening at the front, not the stomach opening, that's different. Pull it up high, like you're just trying to pull the navel into you, not pushing your spine to the back. And then lean into your hands to pull your chest forward and come down on the mat. Bring the hands under the forehead. Just give your legs a little, you can rest your head on your hands. Just give your hips a little shake, bend your knees, go side to side. Now we're going to come back to the hands and knees. Hopefully our wrists got a nice break there. And just work on some strengthening weight bearing here. Toes under. Take a big breath in. Now I'm going to exhale, lift my abdominals, press my shoulder blades, wrapping them around the rib cage, and hover the knees. I'm going to stay for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tapping down, going right away. Big breath in. And now we're holding for 10 seconds. You're not holding your breath. You're breathing and exhaling, deepening your core connection, inhaling and exhaling. And one more. I always feel too, as well, that 3 slow breaths is usually about 10 seconds. So that could also, I mean, of course it's relative, but see what you can do. Breathing in, you can also use 3 slow breaths or 5 slow breaths and see how long that takes you. And last one, so let's try 5 breaths. Whew. Exhale up, and we're going to breathe in And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. 3. And out. And 4. And out. And 5. And out. And then coming down. Take the knees a bit open. Let's take a yoga child's pose and reach back, reach back. I have a bit of a limitation in my knees, so I'm not sitting all the way, but if you can, please go for it. And then coming up. Now we're going to go one more time, weight bearing here for our planks. So we're going to press up, try and shorten the space between the pubic bone and the rib cage, so the back will not be cat back, but just a little tense, or quite a bit tense. I find I always think a little tense, but often we have to really work it. Now we're in the upper back work, the low abdominals, the feet back, and just watch for lifting the sitting bones up. We want to have them pointing towards the heels, the chest over the hands, and breathe, exhale, exhale. We're going to take 5 breaths. We're going to go to a point where we feel a little uncomfortable. And one more. And come down on the hands and knees. Come back to your child's pose. Okay, come all the way down on the stomach. We're going to work the spinal extension one more time. Spinal extension is a fancy word for the anatomical name for back bending. But what I want you to think more about is not back bending, but back lengthening. So we're trying to get longer, and the only way, it's kind of the feeling of I'm getting so long that I can only go up, not just push in the lower back and lift everything up. So we are going to anchor the feet, the top of the feet on the floor, breathing in, legs are strong, and exhale, reach the head away, pull the arms back towards the ceiling. We're going to exaggerate this to work the muscles between the shoulder blades, and then coming down. And breathing in, exhale, shoulders back, waist in, lifting the arms, looking forward. So thinking of the center, the middle line, the spine, that's getting longer, but the shoulder blades are going backwards, not pulling us back, but reaching down the back of the body. We're going to try 4 more. Breathing in, exhale, strong legs, long neck, front and back, arms reaching. Let's take 3 more. And exhale, up, 2, 3, down, and 2 more. 2, 2, 3. I might have said 4 more, and now we're doing 3 more, but I take a lot also on feelings, and I feel like this is good. I feel like this is the finisher. Going up, 2, 3. Now open your arms to the side and just come down. Now this is really my pièce de résistance. You're going to love it. So we're going to stay low with the chest and lift the arms 6 times. So you're going to reach the arm side. And I want not the arms to make sure your shoulders aren't turned over, but they're rolled onto your back, and you squeeze the shoulder blades. And lower. And 2. Now if you're quite strong, and this is not providing a challenge for you, you can pause, go grab 2 cans of beans, 2 little water bottles, 1 kilo weights, whatever you have lying around, maybe 1 small child in each hand, and lift them up, and that will provide you a bigger challenge. We're doing 2. Now 1 more. Hold the arms in the air. You can lift the chest a bit. Turn the palms back and forth. 2. Keep the shoulders back. 3, 4, 5. 1 more for 6. Now the palms should be facing towards the head, and the shoulders should be rolled back.
pull the arms back. 1. And down. And 2. And down. And 3. Now my chest is going down. My arms are lifting up. 4. Arms up, chest down, arms up, chest down. 5. Arms up, chest down. Last one. And arms up, arms up, arms up, chest down, hands down, push back. I sure hope that looked good because it was hard. Sorry, don't cry. Just take your child's pose. Oh, we're gonna do one more. We're serious about getting stronger in the upper body. Let's take the hands, cross the fingers, and we're going to go steal a bit from yoga. Flex the toes, push the hips up. Now drive your elbows into the floor. Press, press, press away. Now you're going to breathe in. I sometimes have to walk my feet a little bit further back. And then, so it's not for the stretch, I love to be more forward, but for this exercise, I find it works better for me, the feet a bit further back. Tuck your hips, bring your chest towards your thumbs. Push from your upper body, come back up. Try to really be upside down with the head. Inhale forward, exhale, push. Inhale forward, exhale, push. Inhale forward, exhale, push. Let's try 3 more. Breathing in, exhale. Use your whole body into it. Try not to feel like you're tensing in places you don't need tension, but push with your hips, push with your legs. Hollow the abdominals, really scoop them in. 2. I always feel to go to the full expression of the exercise feels amazing. And the last one, up, up, up. And then fold the knees in. Now let's tuck the knees under, bring the hands to the back, and tuck the chin. Let the elbows reach to the floor. Take some breaths. I think some people call this one embryo. It's just a nice idea to go back to our beginnings in this little shape. And then bring the hands just under the shoulders. Roll yourself up to sitting. Thanks very much. I hope you feel some energy, some sensations, some vibrations, maybe zinging, or maybe just plain old muscle soreness in your upper body. Hopefully now it moves better, and see how you feel tomorrow. I suggest not doing this one every day. Maybe when you're starting out, once a week or every 3 days, and then maybe you can do it every other day. And then of course you're going to get strong enough that you will need something more challenging after a while, but this is a great place to start.